a really weird idea for a way to use one of the weirdest debug items in all of The Sims 4. And yes, I am going to base an entire Sims build on just this one item. A lot of you are probably pretty familiar with Copperdale and with the high school that comes in this world. I've always really liked the area around this high school. The high school itself, maybe not so much, but like the environment around it is really cool. We have things like this little bus stop and the school bus parked out front. There's a football field in the way back. And over here on the left side, there's this little setup that looks kind of like student parking. At a lot of high schools in the US, seniors are allowed to paint their parking spaces, and it's kind of like a whole big event. This is not something that I ever personally experienced because my school didn't do that, and also I didn't drive in high school. But that's kind of what this parking lot is getting at. And I did not realize this, but all of these painted parking spaces are in debug. So if you use the debug sheet and then scroll a little bit, you'll find these parking spaces, and they're actually all really cool. They have sort of like a rough edge texture, and it's a little bit transparent at the edge, but if you look at it from far away, I think these could easily pass as a rug. So that's the basis of our build today. I want to use these like rugs and try and make some kind of cutesy teen rooms that are decorated based around them. I actually saw this because I did a stream last week where I was touring some builds that the viewers in my Twitch chat had made, and somebody else used this, and I was just amazed. Like, that person is a genius. I did not realize that those were even in debug. And actually, because they're debugged, they're also free, so you can kind of make a cheaper house by using them, but this house unfortunately isn't going to be that cheap. I think at the very least I want it to be like 3 or 4 bedrooms, and I really like the idea of them having a side yard because we're on this kind of weird 20 by 15 lot, so we can't really do a backyard because it's horizontal, but we can fit a side yard like this. Okay, this might be a bad idea, but I'm gonna try and have a sneaky second floor on this one. I don't know if it's gonna look that good because it's kind of it's very tall, let's just say that, but I'm gonna try. And this might actually be nice because it could be kind of a cute little secret bedroom upstairs for one of the teens. So this is kind of what I'm picturing for the exterior layout. It's not very fancy. It's a very simple build. We can also wrap the roof around a little bit so it doesn't clip on the inside. And then I was kind of picturing that this house would be brick, or at least mostly brick with like a little bit of some paneling accents. Look, just so we're clear, I never claimed to be good at this. Listen, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of throwing out some ideas. I think this could be kind of cute. It might be a little bit too much brick, so maybe that should be paneling as well. And we can do a nice black roof. I don't know if that one's too dark. That maybe is a little excessive. That's why I end up using these shingles because they're more of a gray color. I use these all the time, but they just seem so normal to me. And the lighting is so bad at all times on this lot. It's horrible. Do you think that's too much with the 2 columns right there? Maybe it should be smaller. Ooh. I don't know. I guess it could be 3 wide. I just don't really know how I want this to look. I know it's not looking the best, okay? But once we start putting windows in, it kind of brings it all together. I'm gonna think more on this section because I'm not really sure about what to do here. I also kind of want to use, and this is maybe a bad idea, I kind of want to use this medium wall height cats and dogs door. I do this a lot. Look at that. It's medium wall height, but it's only barely clipping. Like, you can barely tell, so I think that's fine. It's just really big. So do I then want it to be centered? And then of course it doesn't come in black and white, just white. So that kind of throws things off a little bit too. I don't think that's a huge deal. Once we get everything put together, I think it should be fine. I want to have a big patio back here. So maybe I'll fill all of that in and then this can be grass. I love how the back looks. I just think that's so cute. I'll probably do windows on this back section separately once I figure out the floor plan. And we should probably start thinking about that now because I have not given it a single ounce of consideration yet. Okay, miraculously, this might be really good if we could have the staircase like right there. This is not like the most ideal thing in the world, but I wonder if we could try and have this become like a bedroom or 2 bedrooms. But then this has to be like a full kitchen, living, dining space, and that's probably a bit too much. Oh no. Hold on. I'm thinking about it. I'm kind of imagining that upstairs, this might become just the 1 bedroom. It's really tight. It's not ideal, but it is what it is. And there could maybe even be a desk sort of tucked away in this little section. So it's like the 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, open desk. I'm gonna try to make this not clip as much with the roof because I'm finding that really annoying. Unfortunately, I kind of like the idea of opening this up, and I don't know if that's gonna be a good idea because it starts clipping all of a sudden when you do it. I can fix this. Hold on. Hold on. We can make it work. We do have to use a different roof trim because this one's clipping too, but if we swap it, it's not as bad. We just have to make it smaller everywhere. Okay, that is definitely a stretch, but it works. So that's 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. I'm wondering if we can do a couple extra bedrooms down here so we can have this one and this one be bedrooms. We'll have a little bathroom downstairs. So that makes it a 3-bed, 2-bath house. And I think we can put the kitchen kind of tucked away in this back section. Maybe the dining table goes like right here. And then maybe a living room kind of laid out like this. I don't know if there'll be a fireplace or not, but just so you can kind of see what I'm thinking. I might even want to swap this over. I don't know where the dining table is gonna go. It might need to be a smaller dining table. Maybe that's the problem. We could do bar stools too, which maybe would help. Okay, I don't think this is that bad. It is kind of small, but I think it will be really functional. My main concern right now is just how little this bedroom is. I might want to make it just a tiny bit bigger because I could extend this out just a bit, and that might help us. And it's fine if the backyard's a little bit smaller. It's not like it's tiny, so it still works. Oh, and look at that. The windows in the back look fine. Oh, that's so relieving. Okay. Okay, I think we're on to something now. Maybe I'll put this in a little bit because that makes it less like one big flat wall. And now we can start decorating. I'll come back to the rest of it. I want to do the teen rooms first though because that was like the whole inspiration for the build. I'm not sure which ones I want to use. This one is kind of like a gamer rug. I think that could work. I really like this one too because it's like, I don't know, peace, love, rainbows. Hate the sports vibes, not that one. This has cute naturey vibes. This one's a little bit different. I don't know if I want to do dark colors though. That one's not gonna work because it's transparent. The llama is interesting and the freezer bunny is fun because of the clouds. I feel like for my purposes, I kind of want to try and use this one and the gamer one. Okay, it does fill up like the entire room, so we'll see how that goes. And I want to start with the gamer room first because this one excites me the most. Ooh, look at that brick color. Wait, that actually matches perfectly. I wonder if we could try and mix in like this yellow bed just a little bit too. We can maybe use some things like these cool fancy lights. And mostly I just know I want to have like a gaming desk or something in here. We have a little bit of gaming clutter too. This thing has a video game swatch. I just don't know if that matches our rug that well, but it's not bad. And actually I think once the walls are painted, it'll be okay. I'm kind of gonna rely on a lot of the blue for the wallpaper, and then we can add in the yellow and the red through other things. I'm doing some of these little star lights across the top. Ooh, this is purple. There is purple in the floor. Maybe we could try that. I was just putting blinds in here. I don't know if blinds that cover the entire window are a bad idea, but that's what I've got going on right now. I know I want to have this gaming PC set up, and I'm wondering if we can try and use like this chair color. The problem is I really want to have, maybe I could try and opposite this. Is it okay if the rug is like upside down? Because I want to have the chair on the far end from the red just to like balance out the room. I could very well be overthinking that, but I think it looks better. I might get a hamper too. Oh, that looks bad. Okay, we need a dresser. Maybe that's the next order of business. This is the one that comes in high school years. Not the best thing in the world. If I scoot these enough, they can still get in on the corner, yes? I'm pretty sure they can. We can do the lights on this wall because I do still like those. I'm kind of trying to envision how a teenager might use this room with their friends. So I'm thinking that I'll put some poofs here because in real life, you might like scoot those over and sit and watch the TV or like play games on the TV. Obviously in The Sims, you can't move stuff around like that, but in real life you would. And so I think it's okay to try and pretend that it's real life for a second. I'm putting a fancy light on the nightstand. I'm also getting a couple of these little collage things from high school years, and I'm gonna put those above the desk, which by the way, this build, not a limited pack build. We have officially gone way past that already. I'm kind of liking how it's a little bit dark in there. I think I'm gonna leave it like that, and that'll be our first room. And then I think in this next room, I might do a double bed in here. I'm trying to decide what makes the most sense. Oh my. That's kind of a fun color though. I don't know if I've ever used that swatch. It's fun, but like maybe bland. Oh, this could be an interesting idea. Although, no, stick to the bland one, Kayla. We're gonna have like bright green wallpaper probably, so it's okay to have this in here. It's a good thing that none of the greens actually match anything, huh? Let me try and put a window on the side. I think that'll help us as well. And if there was like a peachy color, or maybe we could do the light brick. If this Sim's interested in games, what is this person like? Rainbows? I don't know. Oh, maybe this Sim could be an artist. I think I'm gonna use a bunch of nifty knitting stuff as I'm doing this. I feel like we could totally have a little craft desk in the corner. Maybe we could have some art supplies on the wall. I'll put an easel here in this corner probably too. And this is fun because we can use all these cute little crafty items. I can get like these little guys. Why does it feel so dark in here? I keep having that problem with this game. I feel like it's every time I put windows on 2 walls that it really starts to struggle. Okay, I'm putting this easel here in the corner like this. And I think I'll get a little hanging plant too, just to take up some extra space. I think there's a swatch on this item that looks like, oh yeah, little art sketches and stuff. That's perfect. Maybe I'll put that here next to the desk. I want to try to use some of these little poofs. I just don't know if this even looks good, but I think that's kind of a cute color. So I might put that in the corner. I feel like I should put a plant in there or something. Do you think that this room could be done? I feel like that's kind of the best that we can do. And it's fun. I like the vibes of this space a lot. I'm gonna go through and try and do the rest of the house now because I have completely neglected that part. This is so backwards compared to how I usually build in this game because I normally do the bedrooms last. I feel like the whole place should be kind of colorful because it's so colorful in the bedrooms. I'm gonna put 2 little bathrobes in here as if they belong to the 2 different kids. And that might be the best we can do because this room is quite small, so we probably can't put that much clutter in it. We want them to still be able to get around. I will do a shower tub combo upstairs just in case you have like a dog or something that you need to bathe. I feel like it's always nice to have at least 1 bathtub in your Sims build. Oh no, it might end up being a blue Suburban. It wasn't on purpose. And first of all, it's a brick Suburban, I'll have you know. But I think that maybe doing this with like a little bit of the blue and yellow will be kind of cute. Come on, like look at how cute that looks together. I'm sorry it's blue, but it is just good. You can't deny it. I'm gonna be so brave and put a fire alarm too, because you know how I am. Sometimes I like refuse to put these in. We probably should have one. I'm gonna put the thermostat next to the front door so it's easy access and like easy to remember where it is. I'm putting a few little shoes underneath this bench. This is actually a table and not a bench, but we can pretend that it's a bench. And I'm gonna put up a couple things like this little key rack and then maybe a mirror. I don't know, maybe like a big picture is better. I just feel like we need something tall to go right here. Sometimes I use these and I stack them when I want tall artwork, but no, never mind. It needs to be better. It needs to have more color or something. Oh, this one could be cool, depending on how we do it. No, maybe this should go over here. Keys right there. And then maybe on this wall, we could put like, oh, I could do another window. You know what? That looks bad from the outside, but you can't see it from that angle most times, so it doesn't matter. I think I like this. I might still use that painting because that was kind of cool. And we can make it small on this little wall right here. There's also this painting. I don't know if this is bad or not. It's kind of colorful. It's also tall and skinny, but that one's like cake. I think it matches this section, so maybe it's fine. Ooh, yikes. I feel like I need something a little bit more subtle for the rug, unless I want to put this for the living room. I wasn't really planning on having this place be so blue and yellow. How does this always happen to me? I do think that this place is so fancy that we probably should put like a nice fireplace or something. I kind of like the idea of it having old house vibes like that. Sometimes I use this one. This is from Cats and Dogs, and then I like raise up this TV in it so it looks like it's above the fireplace. Okay, I'm gonna do a small dining table right here. I don't know about the rug. I think that maybe this rug is better for underneath the dining table because we can then line it up with this little window door situation too. I don't know what rug to put in this living room. I'm not sure. Maybe the book nook kit one will be good because I can layer that and we can try and make it fit like the little square that we need. But then it's kind of boring because it's like beige. Maybe if we have a blue chair in the corner, that kind of like brings around the color scheme. Okay, here's my new concept. I have this kind of cute living room in the corner. I've got some cabinetry. I do think we need like one more piece of art on this wall. Maybe this is where I can use those weird little things. So I can put those on that wall. And that should be the full downstairs finish. The only thing now is that I haven't done the upstairs yet. This part is simple. This is just like a little tiny desk nook with an emphasis on tiny. It is really small right here. I might put another one of those cork boards. Maybe like a cork board and a calendar. I do like this little art piece. It kind of has like galaxy energy. And that probably should be the full hallway. I don't think we should add too much else. This is gonna be the primary bedroom. And it is unfortunately kind of a weird shape. It's gonna be hard to fit a double bed in here. Not impossible, but hard. I'm gonna try to use these little mirrored side tables on either end of the bed. They should still be able to get into this bed like this. I've done smaller spaces like this a lot. They're not as bad at existing as you think they are. Sims aren't the best at existing, but they're not the worst either. They can sometimes make small little spaces work. Not always, but sometimes. times. I think I might actually put a treadmill inside of this bedroom. I don't think that's the most stylish thing in the world, but I think that's not super unrealistic. I feel like you see people do that in real life a lot. Most people don't have space for a home gym, so they kind of just like stick the treadmill wherever. I've seen a lot of, look, I'm on Zillow a lot, and I've seen a lot of people on Zillow have treadmills in their bedrooms or like, you know, various exercise equipment, so I'm not mad about this idea. That's a simple bedroom, but it's functional. So I think the whole interior is now finished. We gotta think about the outside for a bit because we have not landscaped this at all. It's so relieving to not be doing a budget build because I can like actually use whatever I want right now. And I don't have to worry about the price of my landscaping. I do like doing budget builds just like from time to time. You know, I don't always want to have to be worrying about a Sims budget. Oh my God, I want to put brick right here, but I feel like none of the bricks actually match. I guess that one might do. I love the idea of a brick patio. I think brick pavers in general are so nice. Oh no, I want to scoot this real close. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get rid of the staircase for a second. I just want to put this bush right up next to it. I'm thinking that red flowers would look nice with this building. Or yellow. Yellow is also nice. I don't know. What we're learning is I haven't got a single clue. I've been doing red flowers a lot recently, so maybe I should try the yellow ones. Red is like my least favorite color in real life, but I will say that red flowers are nice. They just pop so well in The Sims because they're so vibrant. It just looks really cool when you build with them. I made the foundation taller this time, not really on purpose, but I think I like it better this way, actually. And then in the backyard, I want to do a few little bits of patio furniture. I know I really want to get a couple of these trellises. I just think that looks so nice. So I'm gonna put it on the side of the building, and I think I might try this cute yellow table. That's fun, right? Maybe also a couple of planter boxes just kind of tucked away in this corner, and then a telescope because I can't help it. I think that might be the whole outside done though. It's really not the most complicated of builds. It's very small. I want to have a cute curvy little pathway that goes through like this, and then I'll go through and get any other last minute terrain paint added. I'll paint underneath all of these bushes. Oh, it's a good thing I checked. There's a missing wallpaper back here. Uh-oh. I swear every time I put something on the gallery, I check. I go through and I check if I'm missing anything, and I still end up leaving something silly like that by accident, even after looking. But it's so easy to misplace wallpapers while you're doing it, you know? So it happens. It happens. I'm really sorry if you downloaded my builds before and there's like a wrong wallpaper somewhere. I really do check, but like somehow it gets lost. Okay, I think the house is done. So it's just a very simple little brick house. On the inside, we've got a small open floor plan downstairs. There's like a little entry hallway. You walk forward and you can go to the right into the first teen's bedroom. They're an artist. There's one bathroom downstairs and a nice big kitchen. We have a little dining room and a living space, plus another second teen's bedroom. This one's for a gamer. And then if you go upstairs, we've got another bathroom, an office. Office is a strong word, but you know, office space. And then the primary bedroom, and that is everything. So I'm gonna put it on the gallery. I'm gonna call it a brick family house. 3 bed, 2 bath. I'm almost scared to know how many packs it uses. All right, it is officially up if you're looking for it. And in total, it's 67,000 and it uses a lot of packs, but not the worst number of packs. 67 is kind of expensive for a house this small too, but you know what? It'll be fun to play in. I might use this to like place some new friends for my legacy challenge in. When the kids get older, we can have them have some like teenage friends who live here or something. And I actually have a really fun announcement for you. I mentioned this in my video yesterday, but today is the first day of my St. Jude fundraiser. Every year for the whole month of May, we raise money for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital over on my Twitch channel. We have a lot of really fun stuff planned and like 31 days straight of streams. So if you want to come by, I'll link my Twitch stream down below. I'm gonna be live as soon as this video is posted. So when you see this, I will be there. We're playing Sims all day. I've got a bunch of pack codes that I bought to give away, and I have a couple of other surprises in store. So I'll link that down below and our fundraiser down below in case you want to check it out. And with that, I'm going to end this video right here. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'm gonna catch you all tomorrow. Okay, bye everybody. Also, I'm recording this on the day that I'm doing a Twitch Rivals speed running tournament, and I am terrified, absolutely terrified. I'll let you know how it goes.